There's dust everywhere in your home, there's rubble all over the floor, you're living off microwave food, and you just think it's never going to end. That is the reality of living in a DIY renovation, and yes, it is not for the faint-hearted. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks on living in a DIY renovation, as well as some tips that will help if you have young children like we do. I am also going to share with you some of the realities of living in a renovation. And we are currently in our second home that we are in the midst of renovating. We have been here 4 years. It does take time as well. So let's get into it. Tip number 1, create a clean zone. Ideally, this would be your lounge or your bedroom. So when we first moved in here, first thing we did was actually make sure that our lounge felt like ours, and we've generally kept it dust free apart from some renovation work that we've had to do in that room. And then our next kind of step was to get our bedroom renovated so we could actually have a nice sleep sanctuary away from the chaos in the rest of the home. Tip number 2 is to get the basics done first. So I'm talking about basics, I'm talking about electrics. Like if your house needs a full rewire, which we had to do in this house, get that done first. Unfortunately, with a rewire, you are going to have to touch every single room, but you can kind of keep it to a minimum. And again, same with heating system. If you've got to put a heating system in, or if you've got structural works that needs to be done, get the basics done first. You don't want to be getting halfway through, like finishing off a room or getting so many rooms done and then realising that you need to go 10 steps back because you haven't done the basics first. So yeah, get your basics done first, and then you can start on room at a time. Tip number 3 is to spend 20 to 30 minutes at the end of each day just tidying up, putting your tools away, and just giving things a bit of a hoover down. I would also say get yourself a hoover that can handle dust and rubble, so like a Henry or a Titan hoover, I think it is. We've got one, I think it's like £80 from Screwfix or Toolstation or something like that, and it's brilliant. Yeah, because your little handheld Dyson, as much as they are fantastic, your little Dysons, they are not going to be able to hack rubble and dust that is caused from the renovation. And also, if you do, you can also attach the hoover to a sander or any power tools that obviously give off a lot of dust, like sawdust or anything like that, which also helps with keeping the dust down. So yeah, definitely recommend getting a decent hoover. Tip number 4 is to keep your tools and materials organised. So even if that just means putting all your power tools into a plastic crate so all of them are together, and then another tub for all your hand tools, and then another tub with your small like materials such as screws, nails, that sort of thing. Same goes with if you're having electrical work done, is making sure you keep all your electrical materials together. So then it just means that you're not spending time trying to find things because you haven't kept things together in the same place. So yeah, just keep things organised and keep them together. Tip number 5 is to make sure you do your research, and in terms of that I mean research in terms of what building regulations you need to comply with. Here in the UK we have building control, and then also we have planning permission as well. So yeah, just make sure you are checking that and doing your research in terms of what things you need to have in place or need to do when doing any major works. Tip number 6 is to know when to get tradespeople in. So there are 3 trades that I would always recommend to get in. Actually, 2 of them are a must, especially here in the UK, because there are certain regulations and stuff that we have to follow. So first one is an electrician. We are lucky enough, we have got electricians in our family, so they have been guiding us and helping us with the electrical work in our home. But if you haven't got access to that, you do need to get an electrician in, because obviously there's certain building regs and things that they will need to sign off. If you are just changing sockets and light switches, yeah, that's fine, you can do that, but anything else above that you need to get a qualified electrician in. So second tradesperson that you would need is a gas engineer. Here in the UK it's illegal to touch gas, you need to have a gas safe engineer to do any gas work. And then third one, which there are no building regs or anything like that around this trade, but it is a skill, and that is a plasterer. Yeah, plastering I don't think comes easy to many people. I think it does take a lot of practice to get that nice smooth finish. So yeah, get a plasterer in. My husband did attempt to do some plastering in our kitchen, and from a distance it doesn't look too bad, but on a closer look it would need weeks worth of sanding to get it looking anything close to being decent. So yeah, plasterer is a must. Tip number 7 is more around the kitchen renovation side. So when you are doing your kitchen renovation is to just set up a temporary kitchen with a microwave and a slow cooker. Any washing up can be done in the bath or the bathroom sink, but yeah, just have a little station set up with a microwave and a slow cooker, and get yourself some ready meals in, and think of anything that you can easily do that you can just chuck in the slow cooker, and it just makes the whole process a lot easier and less stressful as well. My next tip is more based around having young children at home. When we first moved in here, we didn't have kids. We could renovate and do DIY stuff when we had time to, but obviously having young children, that's not feasible. And I am going to say now, this one works for us. We are lucky and very fortunate that we have got support from grandparents that will have the girls overnight. So yeah, this possibly isn't going to work for everyone, because I know not everyone has that support there. But what we have been doing this year is we have been booking out weekends where the girls go and stay with grandparents overnight. So then it means that we've got 2 sort of full days where we can crack on and get loads done with the renovation. So yeah, I don't think we would have achieved as much as what we have in the kitchen area this year if we hadn't been able to do that. And then my next thing is just about renovation realities. It is dusty, it takes time, and it will take longer than you ever expect. We have been in this house for just over 4 years and none of the rooms are finished. Yeah, they look finished from the outside, like our bedroom and the girls' room and the lounge looks semi-finished, but in reality they are no way near finished. So yeah, it does take time. Obviously it costs a lot of money as well, so that can slow things down as well if the funds aren't available. But the rewards that you get from it is that you are going to be creating a home that is perfect for you, that is to your style. It is so rewarding to see how this house was when we moved in to what it's looking like now. And yes, it's not finished, but we have achieved so much. And I am so looking forward to the next stage with getting the plastering done in this room, because I feel like that's going to be the next step forward with getting this room done. If you do want to check out our kitchen renovation journey, I will stick it up here. The reality is it's not going to be finished for quite some time. One day it is going to be finished and it is going to be a perfect home, and it's going to be the home that we envisioned, and it's going to be a home that works perfectly for our family and our life. So all that stress and all that time doing it yourself and stuff is going to be worth it in the end. I'm looking forward to seeing it finished one day, but I also am enjoying the process, even though sometimes it is quite stressful, but yeah, it's definitely worth it. So yeah, there's some tips and some reality for you. And if you did like this video, then please do subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.